Till I stepped out on the other side. Everyone like me from this podcast queen. Stay strong, stay healthy, and know that you are loved. Stay strong, stay healthy, yeah. Stay strong, stay healthy, yeah. You are loved.
There was a period of my life where I was angry every day. And it seemed the angrier I got, the more people told me to smile, which only made me even more angry. I thought, why should I pretend to be happy when I'm not? Why should I be nice to people just to be nice to them when they don't want to do the same to me? For a while, I didn't know how to get out of the emotional rut I was in. So I stayed in it for quite some time, and things kept getting worse. I remember this one week, I got into an argument every day of the week, from my manager to a coworker to my parents to a cashier in a store. Everything and everyone bothered me, and I began to realize how bad that was for my health. I took a couple of days to think things through, and I decided that I would stop arguing with people. No matter what people said to me, I would not raise my voice. I would not say anything to provoke them. I would try to keep my face neutral and not roll my eyes while they were speaking to me. I would keep an even tone. I came to this conclusion because I also realized that people were beginning to use my anger against me. No one wants to talk with the angry girl. No one wants to hang out with the angry girl. But what really got to me was that no one wanted to be nice to the angry girl. And I desperately wanted people to treat me well, with kindness and respect. The first step towards being treated that way is to treat others that way. I realized that I was not the person I wanted people to be to me. It was really hard to make the change. For a couple of months, I still got into arguments, and I didn't really have any significant change in my mood. But I stuck with it, and I began to soften, and my life became easier. It became easier to talk to people I didn't like. My relationships with some people strengthened, and the people who met me after I'd made the change never met the angry Natasha. They couldn't even imagine me being like that. And then I realized people had stopped telling me to smile because I was smiling on my own. It got to the point that I could smile on cue, and people responded well to that. But when I started to feel really bad before my cancer diagnosis, I used the smile I'd perfected to cover up how much I was struggling. If I was smiling, no one would ask me what was wrong. If I was smiling, I felt like no one would worry about me. If I was smiling, maybe I could convince myself that I was better than I really was. That what I was going through wasn't all that bad. That I had time to figure out what was wrong. But I was going through something horrible, and time was running out. Because of my severe anemia, I had to go to a hematologist, and I spent hours sitting in that office while they ran over $1,000 worth of blood tests. Around 4:30, the doctor came to me, and she told me that iron pills would not work fast enough. I needed iron infusions immediately. I couldn't start that day because it was so late in the day, but I had to come back the very next day. They said I needed 5 sessions. That seemed like a bit much to me. They told me there was another drug that was only 3 sessions, but I would have to wait 3 to 5 days to get approval from my insurance. I told them I'd rather wait for the drug that was less sessions. And the nurse paused, and she looked directly at me, and she said, "You don't have 3 to 5 days. You have to come back here tomorrow. And you have to come here every single time I tell you to. We have no slots open. We are fitting you in as an emergency. I thought, how could that be true? How could I really be that sick? I mean, I knew I was sick, but on the verge of dying. But I decided to believe her. I came back when I was supposed to, and I got the 5 treatments, and I thanked all of the nurses on my final day. It bought me enough time for the doctors to figure out that I had colon cancer and thyroid cancer. Without the infusions, I wouldn't have made it that far. I cried during my first infusion. I looked around the room and I felt so alone. There were people with loved ones sitting beside them, and I remember thinking how I had no one to sit beside me. And then I began to feel the path I was on and how difficult it was to be on it. I could feel that I was at the beginning of something that was going to be very unpleasant. Even though I didn't know I had cancer at the time, looking at the IV in my arm, I thought, this isn't good. But I had to wrap a smile around it. I would eat better, iron-rich foods. I would take better care of myself because, of course, me being severely anemic was my fault. Surely there was some way I could fix it, something I could do, something I could eat to never be anemic again. But the colon cancer caused the anemia because of internal bleeding. So it didn't matter what I ate or what I did. As long as I had colon cancer, I was going to be anemic. I just didn't know that at the time. Fast forward to April 2026, and I am thyroid and colon cancer free. And I don't feel like I have to smile in order to prove my happiness. I am quietly happy, content. It's a feeling in my body as well as an emotion, and I don't have to work at it to feel that way. It's just how I feel. Sometimes people say you can choose to be happy. While it's true there are certain decisions you can make in life that will make you happier, true happiness, in my opinion, is something that happens outside of you and then becomes a part of you. So it's not your fault if you're not happy. Because when people say you choose to be happy, it's like saying it's your fault you're unhappy. You shouldn't have to be unhappy and then feel bad about yourself because you're not able to choose to get out of your unhappiness. Find solace in the fact that unhappiness comes and goes. You can find moments of happiness in the most unexpected times. And then something can happen to change your world, and you find yourself filled with joy all the time. And with joy comes strength, confidence, and love of yourself. So don't feel like you have to smile unless you want to. That is your choice. This is Black bipolar female Natasha Cobb saying, stay strong, stay healthy, and know that you are loved. Did you know you can support this show by downloading and becoming a member of the Alive Podcast Network app? You'll experience unlimited access to Black-hosted content, and we'll be able to keep bringing you amazing content week after week.